Thanks for coming back to watch another one of my videos. This video is about the Smith & Wesson M&P Body Gaurd, the 380. So I really wanted to cover this pistol because I do enjoy it and it's been working very well for me, even though I haven't had to use it in a defensive situation. Hopefully I will not ever have to use it in a defensive situation, but it's been a very good pistol. I like it. And I wanted to share my opinion on this pistol with you. So pretty much it's used. I purchased this used. I really use it as a backup gun, very rarely primary. And I know that purchasing it, I didn't want to go new. New is going to be in the $300 range. I purchased this pistol for $199. And it came with 3 magazines. Just out of the box, you're typically gonna get 2 magazines. This one also came with a carrying pouch, which I like that. Just to let you know, it is empty. I have the magazine right here. So, I really wanted a pistol that I could jog with, in the morning or late at night when I'm out jogging. Who knows what may happen. And that's really when a lot of people get attacked, is when they're jogging or maybe mowing their lawn, they're out and about and, they don't have a defensive weapon on them and people know that. So, or you get attacked by a dangerous animal. And you want to have something that's, you can protect yourself with. So basically, I was looking for this pistol, something light. I looked at a couple of pistols like LC9 and a couple other subcompact 9mm, but they were just a little too big or a little too heavy. This firearm, it comes in at 10 ounces unloaded, loaded with a full magazine. It's around 12 ounces. And if you load it with a full magazine plus one, you're gonna be at 14 ounces, which still will put you under 1 pound. One thing I can say is that when I'm jogging, I rarely notice that I'm carrying this pistol. I have some subcompact 9mm and also a 22 and a 38 special that I've attempted to jog with, and it just doesn't work. They flop around, they're a little bulky. This Body Gaurd is a subcompact. It's, very nice. It's sleek. And to be honest with you, I kind of find myself carrying this more when I'm in business attire, like if I'm in dress pants or dress shirt, even when I'm wearing a full suit with a jacket. This is easier to conceal. It's a little easier to carry, and it doesn't get in the way. And, those are the reasons why I carry this pistol and why I purchased it. Carrying a full-size Glock 17 or a full-size Smith & Wesson, or, you can't really, get dressed in a suit and carry it without, having some type of noticeable printing, where people can see it printing through your jacket or through your shirt. So, it's been a very good pistol in reference to that. Just like I said, I paid $199 for it. Smith & Wesson, they are a reputable brand. They've been around for a very long time. Some companies, they have hiccups throughout the years. Smith & Wesson, they definitely have had their fair share. But just knowing that it is a reputable brand, I didn't, go out looking for the cheapest pistol to carry with a iffy company, even though $199 for a used pistol isn't a lot of money in the gun world. So I feel very confident with this pistol. So that's one thing. Another thing is it really feels good in the hand. I spoke about the weight coming in 10 ounces, 14 ounces fully with full capacity. And if you could just see right here, I put the measuring tape here on the table. Just looking at the length of it, it's right there at, 5 1/4, so it's a little less than 6 inches, also from top to bottom, right there. Let's see, where are we at? Almost 4 inches, so it's, a very small handgun. I know there's a lot of guys in gun shops, they were recommending this pistol to a lot of ladies, and, just trying to sell a gun, not really trying to put the gun in the hands of the specific person, trying to find that right handgun. And a lot of ladies, they probably gravitated to it because it's a smaller firearm. But, one thing about this pistol is that it has a lot of snap. Once you pull this trigger, the gun really try to fly out of your hand. And, someone with smaller hands, and you can see I have really big hands. Someone with smaller hands, they may not appreciate the gun flying every time you pull the trigger. It has a lot of snap. I have about 400 rounds through it. I don't shoot it all the time, take it to the range, shoot it once a month just to make sure it's fully functioning. But other than that, that's pretty much it, but it's the same, not ergonomics, but the same kind of design as the other Smith & Wesson striker fire pistols, even though this is hammer fired. I like the fact that Smith & Wesson keeps that same design, just kind of let people know that, hey, this is Smith & Wesson. We keep the same designs throughout the platform, and, they're not bouncing around, and everything just looks really different. That's one thing I do like. And speaking about the hammer fire, one thing I did like about this pistol, even though I bought it used, that was another reason that motivated me to buy it used, was because this pistol comes with second strike capabilities. And what that means is when you pull the trigger and that hammer drops, if it doesn't strike that primer and the bullet ejects from the chamber, you do have the opportunity to let the trigger reset and pull it again to strike that bullet one more time. I do like that, given the fact that it's a very small pistol, and some smaller firearms do have chambering issues, and Smith & Wesson, they said, well, you know what, we'll give it second strike capability. You may get in a situation where you cannot pull the slide back. So let's say, for instance, this gun did not have second strike capabilities, and I pull that trigger and the hammer drops and the bullet does not eject. I would have to reset it by manually pulling the slide back, letting the trigger reset, and then pull it again. Well, this gun, you don't have to do that. You just let the trigger up, reset, and pull it back again. Speaking on the trigger, this trigger is extremely heavy. It's one of the heaviest triggers you probably ever gonna you work on a handgun, a shotgun, rifle. I mean, it's extremely heavy. Just to kind of show you. And so it's real tight right there and gritty, and I'm going back, back. You're still going. and I'm at the wall right there, right? And then we're gonna reset it. All right, watch this. Now we're creeping forward. You literally have to come all the way up. You hear that click? That first click on most firearms, that's that audible reset. That's actually not the reset. If I keep going, that's the reset. So you have to be very familiar with this firearm to make sure that if you do get into a gunfight and you're shooting to the reset, which studies show that people in gunfights don't shoot to the reset, but that's something to take note of anyway, is that reset is going to be all the way forward, and then you come back to the wall again, okay? So that's one thing to be mindful of. Extremely heavy trigger. It's probably a 6-7 pound trigger. Further on the 7 pound scale. I don't have a trigger gauge, so I can't really give you actual poundage of what this trigger is on this particular handgun. The takedown for this pistol is extremely difficult. Well, the takedown isn't difficult, but reassembling it is. But I'll go ahead and do it for you. And as you can see, I have the slide locked back. Get that out of the way. And just like on the larger Smith & Wesson handguns, they have that takedown lever right there, okay? So you have the takedown lever, and I'm doing it backwards, so you gotta forgive me. You let the slide go. No, hold on. It's very hard to do this, doing it upside down. Actually, I was doing it wrong. So you swing that takedown lever out, and for this one, you actually pull the takedown lever out. Like that. A lot of handguns, really hard to remember how they go, how the takedown go for all of them. But that's how that is. You take it out. Now you drop the slide. Okay? And then the slide comes all the way off. You have the lower half of the pistol right here. And then, it's just like any other handgun. You have your guide rod, your spring, and your barrel. So just take that down right there. All right, set that to the side. We have our barrel, extremely small barrel. This is, just looking at it with the measuring tape, it's 2 3/4. So you have a 2 3/4 barrel. So you're not shooting marksmanship, 100-yard, 50-yard, 200-yard targets with a gun like this. This is close quarters. Someone's invading your space. You need to pull this pistol and shoot if you can't run and get away. So this is what this gun is really designed for. So see here, it's pretty much, you got your hammer right here. Right, you have your safety right there. It does come with a safety. One thing I will say is that the safety is extremely easy to disengage. So when I'm at the range and I'm working that safety and I'm disengaging it, it's easy to disengage, but it's extremely hard to re-engage. So typically I gotta pull my other finger over my hand and pull it back up. But it's not a big issue. I'd prefer having it that way, having it, very easy to disengage once I pull it out of my holster, and just making sure I re-engage it properly with my other hand. I don't have an issue with that. Sometimes I carry it without the safety being on. With how heavy this trigger is, it's really hard to fire that that hammer or have this trigger go back with how far that trigger has to travel. So sometimes I don't engage the safety. You know, the gun has a lot of safety mechanisms built internally, so that's just kind of how I rock. So let me see if I can put this thing back together on camera and go from there. Pretty much it's always some type of issue trying to get this thing back together. You'll think it'll be the easiest one. All right, that back. And you know, I haven't even cleaned this gun. I have about 400 rounds through it. I did a soft clean to it when I first purchased it. It wasn't even dirty then. You know, I don't have any issues out of it, and I probably won't clean it till another 100 rounds. All right, so we're gonna, of course, drop it on the table. So I'm gonna slide the slide back on. Okay. I'm gonna lock the slide back, and the biggest issue is getting this takedown lever back in the pistol. All right, so got it back together. Knew it was gonna be a hard job. I hate taking this pistol down. It's like one of the hardest ones to get in. And the thing is, you just gotta get this lever lined up with that little spring in there, so it can lock in with the barrel properly. It's back together. Other than that, it's pretty much that. So I'm gonna show you the little holster that I bought for it. I wasn't gonna go out there and get a $150 holster. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I paid $30, maybe $25 for this off of Amazon. It's a little fake Kydex holster, pretty much. Has a little audible click. I love it. It goes in, it stays, it doesn't move around. This little clip here, perfect. It has a little retaining screw right here. I can adjust that, works well. It covers the trigger guard, have no issues with that. So like I said, this is just a backup gun, not a primary. I'm not gonna spend a absorbent amount of money on $200, $150, $100 holster. It's just not gonna happen. So $30 Amazon, it happened, and it works. So I really like this little holster. It works well for me. The gun doesn't fall out, so I like it. Other than that, that's it. I think this is a really good pistol, and if you're looking for something subcompact, extremely small, concealable, you should definitely think about getting one. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day.